Hello, welcome, and my love to all of you. This is Anshu Sharma here. Today, our topic is why thought manifestation takes longer under beta brainwaves. When and why you have to work harder and longer for thought manifestation under beta brainwaves. So, before we get to the actual reasons why you have to work harder and longer for thought manifestation, let us first understand brain waves. Brain waves emit electrical power. Even though the electrical power of the brain is very limited, it does occur in very specific ways. Electrical activity emanating from the brain is displayed in the form of brain waves. There are 5 categories of these brain waves, ranging from the most activity to the least activity. From the fastest to the slowest, the 5 different types of brain waves include gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta. In this talk, we will primarily focus on beta brain waves. When the brain is aroused and actively engaged in mental activities, it generates beta brain waves. These waves are of relatively low amplitude and are the fastest of the bottom 4. Gamma waves are faster than the beta waves, but among these 4 brain waves, beta are the fastest. So they are of relatively low amplitude. The frequency of a wave is the number of waves passing through a point in a certain time. We measure frequency in hertz, and 1 hertz is equal to 1 wave per second. The frequency of beta brain waves ranges from 15 to 40 cycles a second, and we can denote them as 15 to 40 hertz. Beta waves are characteristics of a strongly engaged mind. A person in active conversation would be in beta. A debater would be in high beta. A person making a speech or a teacher or a talk show host would all be in beta when they are engaged in their work. Beta brain waves are associated with normal waking consciousness and in a heightened state of alertness, logic, and critical reasoning. As you go about your daily activities, you are in beta. Although important for effectively functioning in everyday life, more elevated beta levels translate into stress, anxiety, and restlessness. Normal beta frequency keeps you in a state of reason and discernment. However, elevated beta waves accompany the voice of the constant and often nagging inner chatterbox, which becomes louder and more relentless the higher you go up in the range. Brain waves frequencies are correlated with various stages of consciousness or arousal. A predominance of beta waves signal a state encompassing the thinking process with its accompanying ego reactions. In this state, one is focused on the external world. I repeat, a predominance of beta waves signals a state encompassing the thinking process with the accompanying egoic reactions. In this state, one is focused on the external world. So, when our mind is reactive in ego or false identification and is focused on external events, our brain is producing beta brainwaves. Thought manifestation takes longer under elevated beta waves because of the many reasons which we are going to discuss one by one. First reason is the focus is external. Senses are constantly engaging in various activities. There are distractions. Thoughts are flying everywhere. Unless one is following routines and there is a reasonable level of mind control, we come under the influence, and influences produce both constructive and destructive interference. Now, what is constructive and destructive interference? Constructive interference. It happens when someone supports your decision and encourages you. In such a state, their thought waves match your thought waves, and together they produce larger and bigger thought waves of more potency and more power. And what is destructive interference? It happens when people do not support your decisions for reasons of their own. People may be polite, but internally they may be emitting destructive thought waves out of their negative emotions and maybe jealousy. In such a state, their thought waves do not match your thought waves, and together, in combination, they decrease the amplitude of your thought waves, decreasing their power and their potency. In awareness, one has to be focused and apply discernment in allowing only constructive influences within, keeping your plans to yourself, and work in silence, at least initially. Allow thoughts to build up, gather power, potency, and momentum till they and you take reasonable physical shape. Number 2, beta waves produce too much brain activity, causing incoherent brain waves. There are too many thoughts in your brain. There are different locations in your brain, so the thoughts jump from one brain circuit to another like a lightning storm. brain starts firing incoherently and heart starts also beating incoherently. Brain waves have to be coherent and consistent for thoughts to manifest. And they have to be not only coherent and consistent, the brain waves, they have to be coherent and consistent with heart waves as well. When your thoughts keep jumping from one to another on a regular basis, you are unable to make a conscious connection. Even when your thoughts do materialize, the whole process is unconscious and it is on autopilot. Number third reason. Under stress, your brain produces more waves per second in the range of 15 to 40 hertz. So about 15 to 40 waves per second. In this state, you are anxious and you are in survival mode. Sympathetic nervous system on autopilot kicks in. Your body systems respond to dangerous or stressful situation. You realize more you release more stress hormones that boost your body's alertness and heart rate, sending extra blood to the muscles. Breathing quickens, delivering fresh oxygen to the brain, and an infusion of glucose is shot into the bloodstream for a quick energy boost. While the fight or flight response serves a purpose, you do not want it switched on all the time. It takes enormous amount of energy. And if one stays in that mode for long, the energy reserves in the body get depleted and diseases set in. Under high beta brainwave or survival mode, there is less coherence and less synchronization in the brain. Consequently, the signal you send to the quantum field is weak and you have less connection to the quantum field. If you are sending signals of hurt, pain, fear, or other negative emotions in your environment, they remain in your quantum field. Being there in your hologram, they attract similar frequencies. So, what is the biggest impediment in thought manifestation? Negative emotions and stress under beta brain waves are the biggest impediment in thought manifestation. It is then you are having a convergent focus. Your mind becomes limited on a specific cause or on a specific outcome. Under stress, each energy center, which are your chakras, they move to incoherence and they become out of alignment. They start sending incoherent messages to organs, cells and tissues. Hormones are down regulated and your body moves out of balance. In this state, brain gets busy coping the situation in emergency for survival. It becomes clouded with emotions preventing clear thinking. It does not produce clear, coherent thoughts which are necessary for thought manifestation. Now, the fourth reason, heart and brain are not synchronized under stressful and fearful situations. There is a lack of coherence. Emotions of hurt, pain, and suffering are not coherent. So they cannot carry your thoughts in a potent manner to the quantum field. Unless mind and brain are trained through various mind control activities such as regularity, focus, emotional and integration, meditation, and planning, thought manifestation takes longer under beta brain waves. When heart transforms hurt and pain into gratitude and love, it begins to produce measurable magnetic field up to 3 meters wide. When mind is clear and your brain is calm, you can send clear intention to your quantum field. The waves produced in the quantum field carry information. And that information is what? That information is your intentional thoughts. With conscious repetition of producing such waves accompanied by taking action, one can get the best results of utilizing beta brain waves for manifestation. Now, the last question. Why do you need brain coherence and synchronization for better connection to your quantum field? Your thoughts being electrical bring electrical charge in your quantum field. Your feelings being magnetic bring a magnetic charge in your quantum field. Together, how you think and how you feel broadcast a signal in your quantum field. Scientists have discovered matters emit a field, but actually it is the field that creates the matter. So if you change the field and you change the matter. Normal beta frequency keeps you in a state of reason and discernment. If you aim to remain under normal beta frequency in a state of reason and discernment, you have a better connection to your quantum field. Clear and consistent signals to quantum field produce similar subatomic particles. Subatomic particles join to make atoms, molecules, and cells. And these are the building blocks of a matter. This is how you physically can see the manifestation of your thoughts. Now the information about these subatomic particles, I have made some very nice videos. You can have a look at my playlist Quantum Creation, and you can have a reasonable knowledge of these subatomic particles. So that's all for today. Thanks for listening. To begin awakening on an individual level, which many of my subscribers ask, you can start with my playlist Emotional Integration on my YouTube channel Anshu Sharma 90. And then, depending on your interest, you can watch the other playlist such as one on fifth dimension, sixth dimension, quantum and quantum creation, or any other playlist which you are guided to watch. Thanks for your ongoing support. Perhaps more of your support is needed at this time when humanity needs more awakening. So, if I may request you to share my videos, so more awakening and more light can happen. Can also light and awakening can lift humanity. Lots of love and light. Bye for now.